Okay, so let's go ahead and get to our guest. So last week we talked to Jules Taggart of ampandpivot.com about working your baby into your biz. And this week we are going to be talking to Cari Calvert from Take Shape for Life. Cari started her journey in 2010 at 180 pounds, and she lost 50 pounds. Her transformation inspired her to become a health coach, and she uses her personal experience to help others. So let's welcome Cari.
Hi, Cari.
She may be muted. She jumped on and off a few times, so I don't know if the... Right? Cari, can you hear us? There you are.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's such a privilege. I feel really honored to interview with you guys.
Thank you.
Love your last name, by the way.
So in the interest of transparency, we should definitely say that Cari is Steph's sister-in-law. Just in case the name sounded familiar. So, Cari, you're a sales associate, and tell me if I'm getting the terminology here right. You're a sales associate for a company called Take Shape for Life. Can you give us just kind of a brief overview of what Take Shape for Life is all about?
Well, I would not say that I'm a sales associate. I am a certified health coach with Take Shape for Life.
Do you have to be a certified health coach to be with that organization?
You do not have to be certified. It is optional, although we do highly recommend it. It just gives you much more knowledge and credibility, and can increase your compensation as well.
Okay. And so just give us a brief overview of what the company does.
The company Take Shape for Life has been around for about 11 years, and they created a program that helped people create health in their life. And so it could start from weight loss. We look at it as a trilogy: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. And so if you are looking for health in any of those aspects of your life, then we have something that we could offer you.
So that's funny, because that actually leads me to my next question. I read in the materials that you sent me that it encourages mental, physical, and financial health. So how do you, as a representative of the company, how would you help someone with all three?
Well, first we just really sit down with the client, and we want to get to know them. And so I'm not here to sell you anything, but I'm really here to help guide you and awaken your desire to want more in your life. And so if that needs it may not even be weight loss. Maybe we just want to help somebody maintain where they're at, but they need maybe they need more free time to spend at home with their children. And so we also have the business opportunity. So if you want to become a health coach as well, that you could find the freedom of time to spend with your family by helping others. So we really just say, we do well by doing good.
And go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, are you selling services, or is it products?
It's our service. So we are compensated for our support with our clients. And so we actually are not, we're not wholesale. We don't carry inventory. There's no exchange of money for our hands. We do have a product that we use as a tool to help people, but we actually are paid for our services and support. So It's pretty neat. It's a really unique business plan, and it's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's unusual in the direct sales field, that you're selling services rather than products, right?
Yeah, and that's what really, that's what I was really attracted to about it, because I am not a salesperson. For the life of me, I couldn't sell anything to anybody if they asked me. Don't ask me to be a sales rep. But if you want me to get real with people and be able to ask people, what they enjoy in life and what they want to accomplish in life, and just be a friend and build relationships, I'm really good at doing that.
Oh, that's great. So let me ask you about your journey. So you started in 2010. You were 180 pounds. How long were you at this weight for, and then why did you decide to make a change?
Well, my weight had started going up, increasingly over a period of, I'd say, 5 to 6 years. Mm-hmm. And then in 2010, I reached, my highest at 180. And I had never really had a weight issue my whole life. And of course, it hit my confidence and self-esteem and just energy and whatnot. And I just knew that I needed to do something. I reached out to my health coach, who happens to be my sister, and they shared Take Shape with me and said, you might want to take a look at this. I think this could help you. I went on program and, again, lost the 50 pounds. I felt so good. Like I said, physically I started feeling better, but then my mental clarity, my self-confidence, all that stuff started changing and just becoming aware of what life, I was missing out on so much because I was so down on myself because I let myself go. But it wasn't that so much that I let myself go. I just didn't know. I didn't have the education. Nobody taught me, and I didn't take the time to learn and do the research myself. And so through Take Shape, they've given me the tools and the education to know, now that I've lost the weight, how to keep it off. Because that's the most important thing, is once people go through a weight loss transformation, the hard part is keeping it off and maintaining.
Mm-hmm. So you happen to have somebody in your life then that you kind of already knew, who was in the field. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that, my sister and my brother-in-law have been personal trainers their whole entire career lives. And the funny thing is that I was scared to actually go to them and ask them for help, because I was embarrassed and ashamed because I couldn't live up to what I thought their expectations were for me, even though their hearts were breaking. But at the same time, I also was afraid to step into a gym because I didn't know what to do at the gym. And so this was a way that they were able to reach out to me without saying, hey, let's take you into the gym and work out. Although that is where I started initially, they have a boot camp studio that I started working out at, and about after 3 months of not really seeing much results, I said, will you write me a menu program? And they said, well, actually, I want you to try our Take Shape for Life nutrition program. And then from there, I understood how important nutrition is. Mm-hmm. And then also the fact that, exercise is just as important. But so is your sleep, so is your intake in water, so is, your support system around you, your relationships that you have, and then your mental health. And so it all goes together.
Right. And had they ever reached out to you before with that those services, or was that something that you just knew that they were doing because they're in your life and you reached out to them? Had they ever approached you about it before?
My sister had approached me before. I just wasn't ready myself. And then in time, and then she had just, about the time that I had finally, desperately came to her and asked and knew that I was ready to do whatever I needed to do to be committed. That's when she had just recently become a health coach as well. And like I said, they didn't have a weight loss story themselves. They were already healthy and fit, but they saw the business opportunity. And so that's where our health coaching business actually has something for everybody, because they didn't necessarily have the financial success or freedom that they wanted. And so they saw the opportunity in that. And so now they just incorporate it into their fitness knowledge and fitness facility as well.
So now that you are kind of in the position that they were in, because I think that it's kind of like you said, that you weren't ready until a certain point. It's not exactly something that I think that society is okay with. If I sell services that help you transform your life, which I feel like in my particular profession I do, it's still not really appropriate for me to go directly to a lot of people and say, hey, I really think that your style could use some work. Let's talk about getting that part of your life improved. And I think that there's even the taboo around talking about someone's weight is obviously a lot greater than talking about what they're wearing. So how do you put that out there and try to get clients without being, you know, really inappropriate?
No, it's a great question, and we have that question all the time. And to be honest, you have to have the heart of caring about people more. For me, it's like, yes, I'm building a business, but I have a heart for people and caring about their health than I do about, you know, feeling like I'm taking and receiving income.
I think you're genuine. You're totally genuine about it.
And you don't, and honestly, I'm not going to walk up to some stranger and say, hey, you know, I think my services can help you. Although many times my heart is breaking as they're walking by, you know. But really, it's about the way I live my life. You know, I am Take Shape for Life, and so I brand myself, you know, in all that I do and I say and how I am on my social media and when I'm out with friends and things like that. And
I think this is I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think this is an excellent lesson for all entrepreneurs, and I'm so glad that you brought it up. Can you just elaborate a little bit on how you might be branding yourself for Take Shape for Life on your social media, when you're out and about with your friends, just in kind of everyday life? Like, how are you living that brand?
Well, I know that health and nutrition is important, and so what I'm choosing to eat out and about, or making sure that I'm getting into the gym, or having my water bottle with me, or on social media, I'm not posting a bunch of negativity, things that are inspiring and motivating to people, but yet, you know, still sharing my life and what goes on with my family. And so, you know, posting pictures of you know, some healthy event that we went to, or that, hey, I just got done working out. But that's who I am. I've become that person, but that's not who I used to be.
But I love how I always admire how, like, I know a lot of people that do direct sales type stuff, and not to lump Take Shape for Life in that, but it's in that same sort of realm where you have a business that's kind of under this umbrella company. And what I like about how you do your stuff is everything that's on social media is so genuine, and you show how the entire lifestyle works. Like, you show how you're working out, you're eating right, but it's still like little slices of your life. Like the other day you posted a picture. We used your picture without asking. I'm sorry. I figured you were family and you wouldn't care. But the picture you posted of the coffee that Chris made you that had little hearts in it, like, I love that. And I know it's not like a calculated thing because, like, you're genuine, but it was like, that's genius. Like, it's just, you are so good at just sharing your life, and it all just works together with what you're doing with Take Shape for Life. And I love that about you, because you're not hitting me over the head with, hey, Steph, we put on a few pounds. And I mean, I am, but
you have every right to be right now.
Well, Steph, I think you're illustrating, and Cari, I mean, by way of Cari, I think that you're illustrating something that even people who don't work in direct sales, obviously people who do work in direct sales, but even those of us who have started our own business, if you are living your brand, then it's not hard to brand yourself. It's not hard to attract those clients who are interested in what you're doing, because you're living it, and you're setting the example for how great you can be by using whatever product or whatever services it is that you're selling. I think those are some excellent examples, and I think that it's a lesson that a lot of us could really learn from. Because, for example, Steph and I, we did a book report on Jab, 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 Right Hook, which Cari is it's a book on basically like using social media properly in this day and age. Would you say, Steph?
Yeah, and I've talked about it with Cari, and I'm sending her a copy.
Awesome. Yeah, so someone gave this book to me, and then I gave it to Steph, and now she's giving it to Cari, which I love.
It's making the rounds. I passed it off to one of the Calvert church that does the social media at Women's Faith Church here in Guyton, and when she gets it back to me, then if it's okay with you, Nicole, I'm hopping it in for Cari, because because Cari needs to read it too.
Now I wish I would have written something in it we started like a book chain, you know?
Oh, seriously? The next book that we read, we need to do that.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
All right.
So I think that all of these principles of, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook are so much more easy to apply if you're living your brand. Because social media is not easy, especially if, you know, you don't have a company or an assistant to manage it for you. If you just live in it, which now every time I say live in, I think of Matthew McConaughey. You just live in LIVIN. So, Cari, thank you for being a great example of that because, yeah, I think you're doing an excellent job. So tell us, since you do work in the direct sales industry, tell us any sort of like big misconception that you've come across that people have about people who work in direct sales, and how do you think that you've kind of like overcome that?
Well, again, I'm not really sure how to answer that because I don't really feel like I'm in direct sales, as I'm a certified health coach working with, you know, national network of health coaches nationwide. But really, I feel like, again, it's about the relationship with the person that you create and make, and nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Oh.
I like that.
That's a tweetable. Say that again.
I wish I could say it was my own, but it's not my own. But I've heard it. It's a, you know, often quoted in our trainings and whatnot. And so, you know, I really take that to heart. And so, I'm not so much trying to push, you know, hey, I can help you lose weight if you if I can get you to, you know, sign up. But really, it's like, you know, are you ready to lose weight? I wasn't ready initially, you know, and so it's really like, you know, finding out where they are in their life and what is really important to them. And then we create, you know, a goal sheet for them. And what does that look like? Okay, now I have something for you. Let's see if this works for you. You know, and then once people have, you know, so many clients that have awesome success stories, you know, and then it becomes a referral base.
Right.
And then a lot of our clients have such amazing transformations, and they see what I do, and then they want to become a health coach. And then now not only am I coaching clients, but I become a business coach and I'm coaching coaches. So
yeah, that's great. So speaking of referrals, tell me a little bit about the strategies that you use to build your network to hopefully bring sales back to you.
Right. So it pretty much starts with just that initial conversation of, you know, you might want to take some before pictures so that, you know, as you are transforming and you have your after pictures, you might be inspiring somebody who might be looking for what you're looking for, and then you have the option to refer them, or if you're interested in coaching them, I can teach you how to do that too. So it really starts with an initial conversation, and then we do, you know, send out emails to just, you know, let them know our referral, what we do for referrals and whatnot. But it's pretty simple, and people, as they transform, they just pretty much speak for themselves. People are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know? It's, again, it's like, it's just living that life. And so referrals are pretty easy. It's just really the follow-up that is really important. So once you get referrals, you need to be sure you follow up.
And about how often, once somebody signs on as a client, like how often are you talking to them or having interactions with them?
So what we do is we are in contact with them for the first 4 to 5 days when they are on strict program, and then after that we are talking to them about once a week just to catch up with them, or anytime they need us, they can shoot us an email or a text or a phone call, and everybody's communication, you know, is different for all of them, so whatever works, meet the needs of the client as well. So.
And do they sign like a contract with you? How does that work?
Nope. There's no contract. We're here to support them as much or as often as they needed. I have some clients who just say, you know, right now I don't, you know, I don't need to utilize your support. I'm really good on my own. Okay, that's great. I'll check back in with you, you know, in a couple of weeks. Or please contact me and reach out to me if you need any support. I have other clients that might need me a little bit more often. And then, we're compensated on how often, or how much they want to use our support. So.
Well, that's great. Now, Steph told me that you experienced some pretty big growth from one year to the next. Tell us about that.
So, 2012, I became a health coach in 2011. At the time, I was going to school and I was working because I had thought that I was wanting to become a hairdresser, and I was going to cosmetology school. Mm-hmm. So, as I was going through school and working, I went through my transformation, and then I decided that I wanted to become a health coach and pay it forward because, again, everybody was asking me what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then 2012, I just kind of, it was more like a hobby. It was just kind of a side thing. And then I got really serious in 2013, and then my husband came on board with me, and he started health coaching with me as well. And we really just, it's still business, so you still need to work your business. And so, depending on what you want out of your business, it depends on how much work you're going to put into it. So we definitely set some high goals to achieve. And to be honest, until I sat down and I did the math, I had no idea that our business grew as much as I did, because really, again, I was more thinking about how many, it was more about who am I helping, who am I helping with their health, not so much, what is my paycheck. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty neat to see the numbers, and I felt overwhelmed and accomplished. So
awesome. That's
a great feeling.
Yeah.
Well, amazing story, Cari. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Steph, did you have any questions? Did I cover everything?
I do. I have one question that I would love for Cari to highlight a little bit. You mentioned strict program and like being on program. Like, talk a little bit about what's involved in that. Like, tell us what program is.
Okay.
Okay.
What I mean by strict program is depending on which program you utilize, because we have, and I'm speaking as far as like weight loss is concerned. Whether you are diabetic or a nursing mother, or for seniors, we have a teens program, and then we just have our most common, 5-in-1 program. And so we utilize meal replacements, and so you would eat 5 of our meal replacements a day, and then you would have one of your own healthy meals, healthy green vegetables and lean protein. So you're eating 6 times a day, every 2 to 3 hours, getting in your 100, about 80 to 100 ounces of water in a day. And what that does is it puts you into a fat burning state, and that's how you start shedding your pounds. And then from there, when people reach their goal, we take them through transition and then into maintenance, so that they're learning, how to keep that weight off. But while they're going through the weight loss, we're educating them on healthy habits. So that they, again, when they get into maintenance, they know how to keep that weight off and maintain for life.
Yeah, I think
that makes sense.
Yeah, those healthy habits. I think that's important. If they're going to invest the time and the money into dropping the weight, they have to be able to do that, maintain that when the program is over.
Right.
And I like that you also.
And that's one of the.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, that's just, really an initial getting to know your client is really, you want to touch on that, because, I don't really want somebody to sign up for my program who just wants to lose weight and then wants to go back to their old eating habits and gain their weight back, and then they just want to bash, my, program because they didn't really want to learn the tools to maintain their weight loss. Nobody wants to do that anyways. Nobody wants to lose weight and then gain their weight back anyways. I don't know if they do, they're crazy, but Anyway, Steph, what were you saying?
Well, I just like that part of how you do things is you have a private Facebook group that you offer support in, and your clients can kind of interact with each other and support each other. Like, I think that is a really cool component of like how you kind of work some social into like a support system for the people that you're helping.
Yeah, definitely giving people an opportunity to help each other in addition to you helping them. I found in my own business, because I have a Facebook group that comes along with my program, Style Camp, and then I had a free Facebook group that I did that was related to a challenge called Shop Your Closet. And watching the people interact with each other and feeling like they have a place to go, they have a forum to talk about these issues. Because, if you have somebody in your life, like a spouse or, whatever, like I can't go talk to my husband about creating outfits. Just like, someone in your group, they might not be able to talk to the person in their life or family about this struggle that this transformation in their life that's happening. They might not be able to talk about it as much as they want to talk about it. I mean, your family's there for you, but only like to a certain point on certain subjects. They're not going to want to hear about it all the time. So having that forum with other people who are going through the same thing, I found has been great, or has been really helpful for my community and also me.
Yes, it's actually really supportive for my clients, and not only do I have a support page for my clients, but actually we have, just within our business, we utilize Facebook a lot for our community of our health coaches that are all networking, working together and supporting each other. And so that just, we have our own business, but we're not, we are in it together, so we get to, we have the support of other coaches and our mentors and our leaders and whatnot. So we utilize social, private pages. We utilize that a lot. So it's really convenient and helpful. And I really, I loved your guys' work-life branding. And I thought, it speaks to me, because that is what, that, like I said, I mean, I'm branding myself by living my life, and how do we incorporate life and work and branding ourselves all together. And so,
yeah.
Thank you again for having me on the show.
I feel like we've learned a lot about what it is to live your brand, and part of living your brand, regardless of what that brand is or what it is that you actually do for people, is being a resource and being helpful and caring. And it's funny because it's something that Gary Vaynerchuk says: you want to care so much about your community that it makes them feel guilty for not actually signing on with you as a client. That's how much you want to care about your community. So I think that you're a really great example of that.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Well, Cari, we hope you stick around for the after show, just a couple minutes after we stop our broadcast. Sure. Steph and I are going to go ahead and do our sign-off now, so we're just going to mute you like we did before.
Oh, but wait, timesies.
Yes.
Where can we find Cari?
Oh, I'm so sorry, yes. Well, she has a custom site, doesn't she?
Cari, where can we find you online?
The best way to contact me is unleashyourhealth@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email. Otherwise, if you would like to send me information and you're interested in more, you can go to unleashyourhealth.ichooseoptimalhealth.com. So again, it's unleashyourhealth.ichooseoptimalhealth.com or unleashyourhealth@gmail.com.
And we'll put those links on our show notes for this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Such good lessons there, Steph.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Broke that game.
Totally. And I just, like I said, I can't kind of get beyond that idea of living your brand, because as long as you are living it, then, you have to obviously use social media strategically. I think at some point, if you're overdoing it or not doing it in a genuine way, then it's not going to be helpful to your network. But if you're doing it in a way that's really inspiring, that's helpful, and that's what people really like.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so like they said, all of her contact information is going to be in our show notes. And like we said earlier, we do not have a guest for next week because we are not